Hey people, Indrid here, Team Free For All, Faction Rumble. This is the Doom of Tularis, and the blue team is Space Marines. ER is an Apothecary support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. Alongside, things are going to get clown now, as a Techmarine starts off in ranged combat by default, can also support with structures and repair. This is the Space Wolves elite scheme, I think, recolored into black and reddish. Yeah. You've got the wolf teeth there. Green team, Imperial Guard, Crazy Chairman 96 as a Lord General fighting in ranged combat. Begins with a retinue of Stormtroopers, very strong defense and support. Can also add to the retinue. Alongside, BattedNutria as a Lord Commissar, strong offense and support fighting in melee. Begins with a Refractor Shield. And purple team is Chaos, our twins as a Chaos Sorcerer, offensive and disruptive hero with powerful battlefield manipulation and control. Rounding off the teams, Leonus is a Plague Champion, starts off with the damage of a time bolt gun, can get melee weapons, some strong utility and support, can also repair. A funky Slaneshi colour scheme going on. So, Team Free For All, for those that don't know, they are trying to accrue victory points in this mode, trying to get to 2,000 by capping the victory points, some of which have these generators beside them. They call them power supplies. Destroying that disables the victory point, which of course you don't want to happen to one of your natural victory points that's near you. Each team has a couple of naturals, and there's a contested one in the mid that doesn't have a power supply. We have Space Marines tussling with the Imperial Guard on the eastern side. Lord General went very aggro, tying up Tactical Marines in melee. Gets a special. Not sure why they backed off there. Worried about losing a model, I suppose. They could have beaten down some more Stormtrooper buddies, I think. Meanwhile, towards the north, it's Apothecary versus Plague Champion. Towards the southwest, we have the Sorcerer tussling with the Lord Commissar. They have some grenade launcher heretics already. Double the CSM. Leonus also with double Chaos Space Marines here. More scouts up for Things Are Going to Get Clown now. Just going to call them Clown, I think. Apothecary's got a Sanguine Chainsword. Heal on hit. Allows him to brawl pretty damn effectively in Tier 1, especially against a horde of heretics. Got a bit low there, but his healing off. Even ranged attacks will heal him a bit. 10 health on a ranged attack, 25 on a melee attack. Pretty even so far on the VPs. Blue team with a slight lead. They have 3 of the victory points. They have their 2 naturals here. And the central, there's a central, 2 naturals northeast. This one's being decapped though by some Chaos Space Marines of Leonus. Devastator's on the way now for ER. Still, the Lord Commissar pushes into this, all the way into base actually, in the southwest. They decapped that wreck point as well. Plague Champion was off capping that, I suppose. And now they're back with their stinky bolt gun. Devastator's on the way now for ER. Chaos Space Marines are going to be able to finish this cap. There it is, turns purple. And they can maybe deal with these scouts, although Tactical Marines are backing them up. Devastator's in play as well, so the CSM, need to back off. Decaps over here, thanks to ER. Leonus having to take them back. Oh, the Sorcerer is the one that's looking after the southwest. The Plague Champion came down to revive them. Double CSM, no Eternal War yet. Our twins spent early power on the grenade launchers. These guys are standing out of cover right now, and here comes the Lord Commissar. Plague Champion has stuck around to help out. Lord Commissar throws up the shield, goes for the power sword now, such a nice weapon. Power melee damage and disruption. Grenade barrage, it didn't really hit very well. Lord Commissar is now going for the heretics, I think. Yep. Will tear through them quite quickly, and they are dropping models and health needlessly there. Should have been backing off. Speaking of grenade launchers, that was a Catechin's grenade launcher strike on those CSM. They're very low. Those guys drop a model as well. That's a bad fight for our twins. Oh, they got triple Chaos Space Marines up. I wonder if they meant to. Space Marines still with a triple cap. Very close between the Chaos fellas and the Imperial Guard. 30 or so VPs between them. Sentinel gets the decap there for BattedNutria. Crazy Chairman goes Tier 2, the first player to go, and ER not far behind. Clown has got an assault squad up, coming out of base. Blue Space Marine team capping up the mid. This is the only fight going on at the moment at Southwest. It's hot with action. Improvised explosive goes off to help take out this power supply. Not sure if they're going to be able to get it done. No, they're having to back off. And they run. Maybe they can push off that. Without Catechins around, they can't get that awesome disruption. They don't really have a way to deal with the Lord Commissar just running in and causing havoc, though. Ogrin's on the way for Crazy Chairman. Meanwhile, this is the east side. Space Marines versus Imperial Guard. Assault Marines just bullying some guards on there. Lord General losing both Derek and Nigel, his Stormtrooper buddies. There's a jump. Multi-laser turret is up. Mastercrafted bolter is up. 38 DPS piercing. Bad news for those guards when they're going to drop like flies to that thing. Meanwhile, back towards the southwest again. Sentinel may drop here. Does drop here. There's that grenade launcher barrage. Even the Plague Champion doesn't want to take cover, apparently. Plague Champion has lost their natural victory point over there because they are supporting the southwest. But doubling up, they're easily able to fight back against BattedNutria, and they are forced to retreat. Got double Atonal War CSM for Leonus, and they go tier 2, and they hit tier 2. ER with the plasma cannon on the way. Looks like Clown, the last player to go tier 2 here. They bash the power supply. And they're trying to bash power a bit. 5 cap now for the Space Marines. Pulling away here, almost at 600 VPs already. Here's the Ogrins. Super heavy infantry with heavy melee weapons. They will be very useful for, you know, not getting bullied by Assault Marines. Getting buffed by the Lord Generals. Fight harder. Allows them to shoot those Ripper guns quicker, I suppose, but they want to get in there and melee stuff. Excellent frontliners with that disruption from User Red, because they have their Bonehead Leader. I think he has. Does he have the exact same stats as the other models, the Bonehead Leader? I'm thinking not, because they have 1675 hit points at level 1. So it must be different. Meanwhile, back towards the middle, Plasma Cannon gets a good hit. Did a bit of friendly fire on the Apothecary, though. All 3 factions tussling here. Apothecary leaves. Gets some friendly fire again. Space Marine Tactical Marines caught out of cover. Lord Commissar continues to be pretty badass. He's level 2 now. Ouch. Devastator's getting wrecked by Grenade Barrage and the Doom Bolts flying in from R-Twins. And they wipe. And they can now take back this victory point. The Guard are capping the mid. So Space Marines losing some of their dominance. They're still going to have their 2 naturals, though. And they still have a sizable VP lead, 300 or so. Like 350 ahead of Chaos. Chimera on the field now for BattedNutria. Double Ogrins for Crazy Chairman. That is going to be fun to see. Both have their, Bonehead Leader on the way. Tier 3 for ER. Typically I'm thinking pushing tier 3, like rushing tier 3 in a team free-for-all isn't a fantastic idea. Yeah, you can get your big heavy hitter units or tanks up, but then you've got... they could get caught by 2 armies, you know? Oh, the keen-eyed among you, by the way, may have spotted the UI looking slightly larger, and also maybe the game looking a bit crispier. That's because someone out there, some genius called Gal Civ, worked out how to scale the UI up even at high resolution. So we're playing at full fat 4K, and I'm able to get the UI as big as I like. I actually had to tone it down slightly from the default because I thought the UI was too big, but it should be bigger than it was before. And there were some people who still thought that the UI was slightly smaller, especially when it came to looking at the map and stuff. So massive thanks to Galciv for solving that issue that I've had for many years now. There were other people involved that I've forgotten the names of. Big thanks to Soul Eater as well for getting a little crew together to fix that issue, and Galciv was the one that made the fix. Awesome stuff. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description or a comment or something for those of you out there that want to play this game at high resolution and have a scaled up UI. Dreadnought on the way for Clown. Tier 3 for BattedNutria. Triple Ogrins maybe from Crazy Chairman. This is going to be nasty. Double Mark of Zinch CSM doing huge damage to the Ogrins. And they could be knocked over by the Heretics grenade launchers as well. There's more Mark of Zinch CSM as well. 4 of them. Take Champion with a Mucus Discharge. Might want to get Fetid Armor to suppress the Ogrins when they get close. Here's the other Imperial Guard player. Lord Commissar falls. Also, they threw a flare in there to debuff the range. Not sure why R-Twins is retreating. Oh, fair enough. They didn't want to get hit by the Ogrins and the Catachans on the other side, I guess. I thought they could have planted their feet and shot some Ogrins a bit more, maybe. Dreadnought is up. Starts off as a melee unit for Space Marines. Space Marines have... Oh, they got their natural bashed. This one's also bashed. Lots of bashing in this one. It's not cheap to rebuild them. I think it's 15 power. Yep, triple Ogrins are up, all with their bonehead leaders. There's a tier 3 for BattedNutria. Crazy Chairman and Clown still in tier 2. Because they bought a bunch of tier 2 units. Although, well, I guess Clown only got one. But it is an expensive one. Dreadnoughts are well over 100 power. Meanwhile, this is Northeast. Space Marines natural power here. Dreadnought just jumped up that wall somehow. Is smacking through Ogrins. He just jumps down again. Just hops down. Catachans might need to jump into the Chimera. There we go. Doesn't want to get hit by the Dreadnought, that Chimera. Got some plasma attacks up. I'm sure to shoot down the enemy Ogrins also. But there's 3 of them. It's going to be tough. Assault Squad do have a Melter Bomb. But they didn't want to risk getting close and dropping models, I suppose. It's not that they can follow it up and actually take the Chimera out. Sergeant up for these Tactical Marines. Chaos Predator on the way for Leonus. Do we have triple Mark of Zinch here? We do. Triple Mark of Zinch with Aspiring Champions and Eternal War. Huge, huge amounts of anti-infantry damage, especially to heavy and super heavy infantry. Here's one of the Ogren squads set up by a grenade barrage. Dreadnought coming in from the north though. Space Marines have no cap at just over 900 victory points though. They are still in the lead. Look at this. Well, they can't do much to the Dreadnought. And they just got flared by the Lord Commissar player, BattedNutria. One of their globals that lowers their range. That's why they backed off probably. Techmarine with Bionics and a Plasma Gun. Again, probably thinking of the enemy Ogrin horde. Dreadnought, well, gets a hit. Gets 2 hits. 3 hits. Gets 3 hits on the Chimera. 2 of them, at least one of them was rear armor. I think 2 of them maybe were. Lehman Russ hitting the field for BattedNutria. Leonus has a Mark of Nurgle Chaos Predator. Makes it way tougher. Gives it health regen. And gives it melee damage resistance. Gets some stinky Nurgle autocannon rounds as well, which leaves some damage over time, but less upfront damage. Seen as an anti-infantry tank, basically. Just has really good staying power also. Sorcerer with Robes of Torment. Again, with an eye on those Ogrins, I think, and the Icon of Zinch. Space Marines have a double cap back. Gonna get a triple. Maybe. Oh, this guy's not capping, look. It might have been that they were waiting for the power supply to rebuild. There we go. Oh, hey, some Chaos Terminators now for R-Twins. Most likely... Oh, but are they going to get claws, though, with all the Ogrins? I was going to say most likely going to get an autocannon for more generalist upgrade. And also just adds to this massive range blob that R-Twins have. But they could also get claws and just scare the crap out of all of the infantry. Bad place for those guardsmen to be. Chimera's driving away from you fellas. Those heretics got messed up as well. There's Curse of Zinch on those guys. Did he lose one? Yeah, lost one of those guardsmen. Oh hey, we have some Bulgrins now for Crazy Chairman. Tier 3 upgrade for Ogrins. Can only get one of them. Makes them tougher. Gives them slightly more heavy melee damage, and they get these awesome shields which gives them use your shield, which can suppress stuff. Surprised they're not using it now actually. It might reach those CSM Robes of Torment doing some work, eh? There we go. Yeah, it's got a decent range on it. They should have used that slightly earlier, I think. Uses shield suppressing those guys, and also gives the Bullgrins yet more. I think it gives them 20% more damage resist and some more health regen. It's really nice. Even if you can't suppress stuff around you, like it's Terminators or vehicles or whatever, it's worth using for the durability increase. Over 1,000 victory points now for the Space Marines. More Ogrins on the way for Crazy Chairman. These guys smacking through this Chaos Predator. Well-timed grenade barrage. There's some Noble Worship. Can it keep moving? It can't quite keep moving. Lehman Russ was also chasing it, to be fair. Yeah, I feel like tanks are maybe just not a great idea in team free-for-alls. It's hard enough to keep them alive in a 3v3. There is a Land Raider Redeemer for ER. They've got some Stern Guard veterans as well. Ogryn smacking up some Chaos Space Marines. Does Crazy Chairman have... Yes, they do have Flak Jacket with incoming. Immune to knockback and 30% damage resist is pretty amazing buff to have for your horde of Ogrins and Bullgrins. And they're bashing a power supply now. Yeah, very little thought of stealing VPs. It's like the first one I remember seeing actually stolen. Lots of power supply bashing here. Triple cap for the Space Marines. They might get a quad cap if they can get this central one here. They've got Land Raider support. Apothecary is still level 1 somehow. Has Purification Rights and Armor of the Apothecarian. And we do indeed have autocannon Terminators now. Executioner Lehman Russ doing some huge work though. Look at that damage to those CSM. Did get it very low. Only one squad of guardsmen here to repair stuff. BattedNutria is getting some more to help with repairs. Space Marines are indeed taking the mid. And there is a quad cap locked in. Could run away with it here with the Land Raider in the mid. This thing provides a health regen and reinforcement aura. Can also retreat back to it, which is a huge deal in this game. Especially in a team game where multiple players can retreat back to it and really cement their place in the field and stabilize. Plague Champion with a Plague Fist. Also has Armor of Pestilence, so it's very tough and very good at capping because of Pestilence Strike. Apothecary getting shot to pieces though. Plague Champion trying to run back into the Pestilence Strike. Doesn't take out the Apothecary. Stern Guard veterans using the Vengeance rounds to shoot at the Land Raider Phobos that we have here, thanks to Leonus. BattedNutria double Lehman Russes, by the way. Oh, Dreadnought just fell for... Yeah, there it is. For Clown. Just got Ogrind, I think. And we got a Melter Gun Lord General. And yes, Derek and Nigel also get Melter Guns. We have the Commissar Retinue member and the Medical Sergeant fella in there too. Grenade is dodged. Meanwhile, in the north, power supplies are wrecked by Chaos Forces. There's that Nurgle Worship from Leonus. The Phobos these days is a demon unit, so it does benefit greatly from Worship. A great change, I think. Hey, a beacon up from the Techmarine. How often do we see those these days? Used to be the case, like 8 or 9 years ago, where Techmarines were everywhere in 3v3s and they always got beacons up, and it was seen as like a big problem kind of thing in balance. How times have changed. Space Marines getting kind of surrounded here by Imperial Guard and Chaos. I mean, they are the leaders. It makes sense that they're gunning for them. Plasma Cannon with a big hit. Lord General level 3 with all the buffs going in. There's the Frag Assault, but it didn't knock over the Ogrins because of incoming. And the Land Raider is in trouble. There's a lot of Ogrins running down on you. They're going to get it, surely. They do get it. Land Raider falls. Meanwhile, though, the Chaos fellas are taking the opportunity to shoot the Ogrins up quite a lot. Here comes BattedNutria with the flank on Leonus. And a rocket run on the horde of CSM. Wow, they barely survive because they're all leveled up. Level 4s and level 3s, and they survive. They need to run though, surely. These Terminators are getting wrecked. These are our twins Terminators. Stern Guard shooting them. Plasma Gun Tack shooting them. They should be using Vengeance rounds, but they still got the job done. There's the big retreat from our twins. And they actually got away, well, so far, with all of their CSM. I think they're going to make it out. Leman Russ falls. Phobos really holding its own, actually. That tank there helping out also. More Ogryns on the way for Crazy Chairman, and why not? 4 Ogryns and Bullgryns on the field. Huge lag, it says our twins. That's maybe why they didn't retreat when all that stuff kicked off. Plague Champion capping the mid, level 3. Leman Russ on the way for BattedNutria. What is this Chaos Pred gonna be? I'd just get Mark of Corn, I think. And they've gone Mark of Zinch. But there's only a Chimera on the enemy team. I guess they are going to get a Leman Russ. They don't know that though. Terminator squad with the Cyclone missile launcher to help take out that big Land Raider Phobos. Apothecary getting shot to pieces and goes down. A bit sloppy then from ER. Yeah, leveled up CSM with Eternal War, and Markov Zinch can shoot down an enemy hero pretty damn effectively. Single cap for Space Marines. Just over 1,500 VPs. Chaos with the triple. We have seen Chaos do really well in team free-for-all faction rumble things for whatever reason. I mean, they're just good. They're just really good at killing stuff, I guess. And can be reasonably good at holding points with shrines and that kind of thing. They have a triple cap right now. BattedNutria is on them though in the southwest. Plague Marines on the field now for our twins. Double Plague Marines, in fact. These guys aren't moving though. Sorry about that little cut there. Had to cough very loudly, so you missed the Catechins knock over a bunch of stuff. Now a big firefight going on. Sorcerer does have Rod of Warp Fire. Did not see Curse of Zinch go down there. Oh, there it is. It's right here. Big Zinchian explosions. They did get the power supply down. Double cap for the Space Marines. Oh, this one got hit as well. Terminators scaring off those CSM though. Big armies on the field. And the Plague Champion gets to the mid. Not a whole lot the scouts can do about it if he drops the Pestilent Strike. What is this? Oh, this is the Horde of Ogryns. On the prowl. Librarian. Needs to get the 4 stuff for the Force Barrier. Tactical Marines just got wiped. There's a Smite. That did some decent work. They need to get a Plasma Gun on these guys, I think. And maybe some more Devastators. Yet more Devastators. Power supply gets bashed. Plasma Cannon with a good hit. They didn't kill one, but that was a big chunk of damage. They've got Veil of Time on them, so they move faster and don't need to set up. Gonna get another good shot, I think. Oh, hey, there's the Vox operator reinforcing all those Ogryns there. What does this guy look like? Space Wolf fella, look at him. That's pretty cool. Space Wolf Librarian. I guess it would be a Rune Priest or something like that. Manticore on the field of BattedNutria. That could be very useful. Able to hit multiple VPs and stuff. Oh, Plague Champion fell over. And the Imperial Guard get the mid. I don't think I've seen them on the mid. The VPs are a lot closer now. Imperial Guard actually looking quite dangerous with this massive horde of Ogryns. And BattedNutria's slightly mechanized army as well. Bashing a power supply again. Anointed Power Axe goes in on the Ogryns. They do have plasma guns and a plasma cannon and Terminators, but Terminators won't hang in melee against all these Ogryns for very long. Down goes the Apothecary. Plasma cannon overshoots. Those attacks might wipe. Very close to wiping. Now they're on the Terminators. The base is right there, though. Those Stern Guard, actually, they're using Kraken bolts, but they want to be using the Vengeance rounds against Ogryns, because Ogryns are super heavy. Let's bash the power supply and back off of it. Here comes another box operator reinforcement. There we go. Ouch. It's a nasty force here. Nasty force. What level are these guys? Level 4, level 3, level 3, level 1. Is this the same Phobos? I think it is. This is bad, though, for it. Plague Champ goes for the VP. Phobos might be in huge trouble. There's the Dirge Caster. Surely it needs to move. There's the Barrage. Here comes a Mark of Zinc CSM. And there's a nuke. R-Twins with a really nice Imperial Abyss on top of a bunch of Ogryns. Did they wipe any? I don't think they wiped any. They got a couple really, really low, though. Good plasma cannon shot. But they tanked it. Looks like some CSM got dragged in. Plague Champion trying to cap. VP's incredibly close now, actually. Chaos have caught up to Space Marines. Imperial Guard not that far behind. What is this? It's the Lord Commissar. Oh, they did lose the Bulgrins. The Bulgrins wiped for Crazy Chairman. Clown is floating resources a hell of a lot. Need to get something on the field, I think. Are they waiting for their own Terminators? Surely they can just get them. Markov Zinc CSM that's trying to bash the supply, I think. Do have some support. That's an awkward retreat path for them fellas. They'll be alright. Here comes the Phobos to finish the power supply bash. Can they get it? They can. They have plenty of resources to rebuy it though, I suppose, but it does take time. There's Chains of Torment. There is an orbital bombardment from someone, I think from ER. That's a pretty good hit there. They should survive it because they're quite high level. Oh, the Sorcerer didn't survive it though, and those guys got incredibly low. 10 hit points on these fellas. Dirge Caster, I don't know why it's being hit there. Imperial Guard able to sneak in and get the cap. It is BattedNutria on it, and they have enough red for a rocket run. So does Crazy Chairman. 1775 VPs. They're in the lead. The Chaos team. They have their two naturals. Space Marines are on a no cap because they're both bashed, I think. Yes, they are. Well, this one's been repurchased, but I need to cap it again. CSM on the central one. Gonna get a triple maybe. They need to rebuy this. Clown has huge amounts of resources. They need to be rebuying. I mean, maybe they think it's just gonna be bashed again and it's a waste, but they gotta try it. Speaking of bashing, this power supply now getting hit. Gonna shut down one of the Chaos VPs. There we go. Now it's a double cap, but they are getting close to victory. Now the Imperial Guard, maybe with some Vox transmissions from the Space Marines, getting on that VP. Oh, they couldn't finish it though. Oh, they're trying to steal it. They decapped it, so Chaos are on a single cap. Here comes the army of Ogryns. And we do have some new Bulgrins in there. These guys are in a bad spot. Manticore Strike misses them, but look what they're going to retreat through. I don't know if R-Twins is paying attention. They were just trying to run to the mid, I think. And that was painful. Very, very painful. There goes my army, says R-Twins. Can they drop a nuke there? They do have the red, but we saw them use a nuke not that long ago, so they might not have... It might not be off cooldown. Predator wants to fight a Land Raider Phobos by itself. Not a good shout, buddy. Backs away. Vengeance rounds being used from the Devastators, doing some good damage to that Phobos. Look at that. Really good damage. Holy crap. They almost took it out. It does go down. Looked like an innocuous push, but those Vengeance rounds messed it up. Baneblade on the way for BattedNutria. Triple cap now for the Space Marines. A double for Chaos. Now a single. They're only 100 victory points away. Oh, no, they're not. Look at that. Got a full shutdown on their VPs. They're at 1899. This one is green for the Guard. And now they're going after the Space Marines again. Level 6 Lord the General here with his army of Ogrins. Meanwhile, a rocket run. Able to tank it with armor of the Apothecarian advanced healing. Could have hit Angels of Death as well, but I guess they thought it wasn't needed from their globals. Can't get knocked over when he got incoming. I wonder if they're going to try and steal this to get an extra VP. Looks like they are going to try and steal it. Space Marines on a quad cap over 1900 VPs. What is this? Oh, it's the Lord Commissar. Down to 14 victory points. Saved, maybe saved there by the mines. Our twins got their eyes on this VP. Coming back with a bunch of Plague Marines. Uh-oh. Rocket run, though. They don't want to retreat because they need to stay in the field. Down goes the Sorcerer. The other guys got away alright. Here comes a Manticore strike, though. Some big hits. Now they have to turn and face some Space Marines down, though. There is the Baneblade. Cyclone Missile Barrage. Are they going to just shoot down the power supply? Chaos are capping the mid. Looks like Space Marines are going to take it, though, with a single cap at the end. That was so close. Space Marines take it with a single cap. They get that 2000 VP. And look what ER was down to. This desperation fight at the end. And it was enough. It was enough. Clown still floating resources a lot. I guess they did get that tank up. Which did bait the Phobos into the mid. Into going down. Let's look at these heroes. Level 5 Apothecary for ER. That axe. Level 4 Techmarine. Did not see them use Powerful Sweep, but maybe they used it on the Ogrins. They had a Refractor Field at the end. Crazy Chairman's Lord, the General, level 6. With all the retinue here and a whole bunch of Ogrins. It was a very fun build to see. BattedNutria's Lord Commissar, level 5. Xenos Power Claw and Stubbornness. Level 7 Sorcerer. Certainly killed a bunch of stuff. Had the Rod of Warpfire, of course, and that Curse of Tzeentch. And a level 6 Plague Champion with the Plague Fist. There you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. Big thanks to these players for doing a cool faction rumble for us, and Crazy Chairman for getting these games together and getting the replays to me. I'll see you guys next time.